Welcome back!
Oh, hello!
It's
everyone!
us.
Me and him! And no, you!
Me!
Us!
We!
And still continuing our top 25 most political figures in the history of the
world. Is that not exciting?
I'm just bowling over!
Alright, so we've gone from 25, and now we're at number 18.
Yes, and take a good guess who it is. I'll tell you who it is. None other than Margaret Thatcher.
Do you know who she is?
I don't know who she is.
You know what she did?
No, what did she do?
Well, first off, she was a woman of high standards and short tempers.
Oh, yes.
So...
Oh! Yes, I know. It's Britain's Iron Lady. Mm-hmm. She was like the female George Washington.
She was a chemist.
She was Prime Minister. She started out as a chemist.
Yes, but that's what
came
she's
to be
known for.
For being Prime Minister, not for being a chemist.
And a chemist.
No, she was known for having 2 children.
She was known for being Margaret frickin' Thatcher.
Well, all right then, but
That too. Anyway,
she advocated for the privatization of state industries, pressed for lower taxes,
and faced trade unions. Now, and she also reduced social expenditures.
and
Expenditures.
and best of all, you know what she did? She is also credited with helping to hasten the demise of the Soviet Union.
Her and Ronald Reagan.
Together, them, together. And do you know what's actually interesting? I was born on November 9th, and do you know what day that was in history? 1989. You know what day that was? That was the day that they tore down the Berlin Wall.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Exactly, but what that has to do with...
Tore down the wall and out came Nathan.
Yes, that's right. Here I am. Thank you, Mr. President. Rest in peace. And now, moving on.
Right. Number 17.
I'm sorry.
Number 17, speaking of Russians, is Lenin, not John.
But...
Strictly Lenin.
No, Vladimir.
Yes,
You'll remember Vladimir.
Is that his first name?
It's Vladimir Lenin.
Oh, Vladimir Lenin.
Do you know what he did?
He was from...
He invented the Soviet Union.
He was Russia.
He was the Soviet Union.
He was...
all by himself.
The Cold War.
Carried that whole union on his bald little head.
He was the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Lenin
That's right.
is not a pleasant man.
No, not at all. Terrible human being. Absolutely horrific.
Another person that Hitler would have gotten along with very well.
Yes, the whole...
No, they
red-
didn't. They didn't.
No.
They went to war.
That's right. And they came to join us eventually.
They did, eventually. Yeah.
That's what bloody happened.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, moving on. Yes.
Number 16.
Akbar the Great.
Aha!
Now, what about this man? What do we know about Sir Akbar?
Well, Akbar the Great literally means great, the great. So clearly this man is not a name...
that you just throw out there. I mean, it's very
This man
high.
did not know what he was doing when he decided, I'm going to take over
Yes.
the Mughal Empire and create a new name for myself.
His mother had no idea when she named him Akbar
Yes.
of what he was going to be.
Yes. I mean,
For what he was.
she clearly did not go to babynames.com and see that Akbar is a terrible name for a baby.
Yes. And you know what he did? He championed a melding of Hinduism and Islam that is known as the Deen Ilahi,
Yeah, he
or
was-
also known as the Divine Faith.
so in also
Divine.
but
Divine.
in addition to being a religious leader, he was also named a warlord whose conquest gave rise to one of the early modern world's wealthiest states,
And what state would that be?
Arabia. What eventually came to become Arabia. Why? I don't think he realized it at the time, but why is it wealthy now? Because of oil. Something every country in the world will pay through the nose to get.
And also because of Aladdin. You ever seen that movie?
Oh, yes.
Terribly good movie.
Yes, it was very good.
Very good. Alan Menken writes fantastically delicious songs.
Yes.
Oh, do you see what else they have over here?
Oh, they've got an advertisement for a sandwich bowl.
This is not just any sandwich roll. It's
bread bowl.
Yes, Velveeta. Pass the shells, Mum. All right, moving on to number 15.
Number 15
Oh.
is Benito Mussolini.
What the bloody
Now,
day is that?
Benito Mussolini was from Italy.
Italian.
He was.
He ate pizza
And spaghetti.
and
Portobello mushrooms.
yes,
And
those two.
capers.
Oh,
Fag.
yeah, I know. Oh, do you know what? You know what they called him, mate? They
What?
called him El Deuce.
Or
The leader. Yeah, so basically,
Now, you see, Mussolini was basically for Italy what Hitler was for Germany.
that's correct.
And- Oddly enough, they were right around the same time. Mussolini wasn't, I think it was only maybe 10 or 15 years before Hitler became power. You know, we were all afraid of Mussolini, and then Hitler came along, and then Stalin was there for a while, and then we had all three of them at the same time, and then Mussolini was killed, and then Hitler killed himself, and Stalin died of natural causes. Oh,
But you see, it's actually funny because although he is obviously a criminal,
oh, clearly.
the worst kind.
Yes.
Excuse me, mate. He is not universally hated like Hitler was.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, in fact, his granddaughter actually served as an Italian parliamentarian. Did you not know that?
I don't know what a parliamentarian is.
She ran for parliament for Italy.
Oh!
Yes, she was
Really?
one of the big wigs.
Yes. Well, you know, despite all of his...
She was bored.
Despite all of his criminal aspects
Did
and
I not
everything,
just say
he
that? You're
was
just repeating
no,
what
no,
I
no, no.
said.
He was a very good leader. He was very good at doing the job of chancellor. You know, unfortunately, he just had an affinity for killing people.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah. So, next time we'll move on from 14 through 12 or so. We're getting close to the end to find out the number one
suspense.
political person in the history of the Uni world.